Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mariana and you're watching Lucifer's Library. In today's video, I am giving you an updated TBR, meaning all the books that I want to read in 2022. I did film the 2022 TBR in December of 2021, but I've unhauled a bunch of books, so the TBR has gotten quite shorter and I won't be including sequels. I've decided I am only pressuring myself to read the books that are like the first one in the series, or if I've read the first one last year, just the second one in the series. I won't be pressuring myself to read every single book on my TBR because I want to give myself freedom to read other books. I am especially in the Kindle romance mood right now, especially like more specifically paranormal romance, but I still wanted to kind of check in and show you how many books I have left to read before I make a new goal and update you on the other books. Once I finish these, I'm gonna, add books that I have left to my TBR. I don't know if that makes sense. I just wanted to kind of like shorten it, not include all the sequels, and when I do finish a book from that series, I'm just gonna add a new one, but I don't want to film a video where I talk about all of these. And also, in the background, you can hear my puppy, my parrot. Her name is Kara. We love her. She's a fun bitch. We also bully her on this channel because she doesn't like us, so why would we like her? Let's start with the books that I am hoping to read in March, which is this month. The reason why I am a bit skeptical is because I know these are short books. I'm just in a bit of a reading slump. Like I said, I want to read books on Kindle, but I feel pressured to be done with my physical TBR. But I just don't want to read physical books. Now, I put on my Instagram and asked people to vote for the books that I am supposed to, start this month. And the book that I got most votes was The Hating Game, so I think I'm starting this today. I mean, look, it's a romance. I don't expect that it will take me too long. I just don't like reading hyped books. I was really hyped for it, but then the hype died down for me, and now I'm just like, do I really want to read it? I'm hesitating. I don't like picking up new books. The introductions to the world take me the longest, and I dread that, but once I'm in the world, I like that. Okay, then we have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Pretty cover. Then for Which We're Long, I'm picking up Sword of Destiny. Absolutely need to read The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. This is a book that Esme from Bookish Buddies and I have been talking about buddy reading, but we just talk about buddy reading. We don't actually ever do that, so I think I should probably message her and ask Esme if she wants to buddy read this. And then a book I have absolutely no interest in after seeing it on story time, right? I bought this book and then came home, and immediately when I sat down at my computer, I saw it the same, like in the span of 10 minutes after coming home. I saw it in a unhaul and in a DNF video, and that is Havenfall by Sarah Holland. And I know I should not base my decisions based on the actions of other people. Some people like watching reviews or DNFs or unhauls because they feel like, oh, this is what I can expect from it. But I am intimidated now. Alright, now we're done with the books that I am planning on reading this month, which, if I'm done with all of these, that's 5 books off my physical TBR, not counting the rereads that I have for this month. 5 books off my physical TBR. Alright, let's move on to just the rest of the books. We have Sweet Reckoning, which I think is book 3, Sweet series. It's written by Wendy Higgins. Absolutely love it, by the way, but it's been so many years that I think I should just reread it, but I don't want to reread it, if that makes sense. I don't want to start in the middle, but I also don't want to reread the entire series. We have Scars Like Wings by Aaron Stewart. This is, I think, a limited edition proof. We have The Switch by Beth O'Leary. I did finish The Flat Share in January or February, in February. And I did not enjoy it. I'm not looking forward to this after finishing The Flat Share. For some reason, this author's writing is not my cup of tea. We have Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi and Anayami, and this is a book I got secondhand, and pages are falling out, but I'm still gonna finish it. I just need to, you know, I'm waiting to start fantasy books during summer. Normally I would read them during winter, but I'm waiting to start them during summer because I'm currently in it's exam season. That's what I want to say. It's exam season. I need to find the time to sit down and actually read. And with fantasy books such as this one, I want to just properly digest it, properly absorb it, immerse myself in the world. So I'm just waiting for summer to pick this book up. I think I'm gonna take this book on vacation. Then we have Walk on Earth, a Stranger by Ray Carson. I was really looking forward to this book when I bought it. Then I read The Girl of Fire and Thorns and DNF'd it by the same author, so that's why it's taking me a while to pick this book up. I should also say that all of the books, I mean the majority of the books that I'm talking about, have survived many book unhauls. These are the books that I'm most looking forward to, but I don't want to read them. Maybe because I've kept saying that I want to read them, and then it's become a habit to just have them on my shelf and never picking them up. Maybe that's it, but these are the books that I'm most looking forward to, but I'm not looking forward to them. But I don't want to unhaul them either. It's just the mood that I'm in right now. I could really use some paranormal romance on my shelves, and just, you know, a different kind of shelves. I need a different kind of TBR because this is not working for me. Still, it's fine. Next we have The Rose Society by Marie Lu. The reason why I'm hesitating to pick this one up is because I'm terrified. I'm terrified. I love the main character. I don't want anything happening to her. Adelina, that's her name. I want her to be fine. I need her to be okay. I love her. Alright, Clickbait. This is a Wattpad book. Again, because I don't have the audiobook for this, I need to sit down and properly like read it. I need to take my time. And a lot of these books I do have the audiobook for, or I have access to the audiobook, but some of them I don't, which is why it's taking me a bit longer to pick them up. This series is going to be the only exception where I talk about all the sequels, but I'm planning on finishing the Witcher series this year with my friends, and we are doing the Witcher along, and that's why this is on the list, because I am confident that I will be finishing the entire series this year. Okay, then we have Illuminae by Amie, Kaufman and Kristoff. I started reading this last year, but then this scandal broke out about Kristoff, and I did not want to read it. And the thing is, I love the format of this book. I think it's really interesting, which is why I want to, you know, finish this book. Plus it was gifted to me, so I don't want to unhaul it. But I'm really iffy because I've heard a few things about Kristoff that, you know, are not good. Next we have White Hot Kiss by Jennifer Amitrout. I would love to pick up the audiobook for this, but it's not available right now, so I'm gonna have to wait a while before I am able to get it. But still, the first book in the Dark Element series, I love Jennifer Amitrout's writing. Just in general, the way she writes her books, it's really fun. We have The Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead. I picked this up years ago, in 2020, I think. And the thing about this book is I listened and read at the same time. And then with this book, they switched the narration to a guy and a girl, whereas previously it was just a girl. And the guy has an American accent when playing Adrian, and Adrian does not have an American accent. So it threw me off entirely, and I didn't want to pick it up. And now I'm scared. I'm also scared what's going to happen in this book, because Sydney's sister is trouble. Alright, The Mark of Athena, Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan. I started reading this with Tolani, and I think, yeah, I got 11 chapters in, but then I think at the time my grandpa died, or it was just around that time, and I was like, no, I can't read this. I'm not focused enough. I just put it down. Then we have The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima, and I saw this recommended by Sunny, and I was like, oh, I had that book for years. This is one of the series that I've had in my box set for a couple of years now, and I just I've never considered reading them. I mean, I did try it once. I got 20 pages in. I got to chapter 2. But I never finished it. And when I saw Sunny recommended it, it just reminded me, oh, I have that book as well. I should probably pick it up. But I don't want to unhaul it because the entire series, I bought it in a boxed set. I was waiting patiently for it. I really wanted it. So now that I have it, I'm not giving it away just because I forgot about it. Alright, Sabriel by Garth Nyx. This is also really popular. I did start it. I don't know how many, I don't have a bookmark in. I did start, I think I read the prologue and chapter 1. But I wasn't in a fantasy mood. So I'm picking it up at a different point in my life. We have The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I've seen this go around booktube. Some people say that it's really good, and some people are just like, yeah, I don't care for it. So I'm interested in seeing where I fall. Then we have A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Listen, I know that I love Sarah J. Maas's writing, but I haven't read any of her new releases, and I don't know if it's the hype. At this point, I can't even call myself a Sarah J. Maas fan because I haven't, you know, read most of her books. I don't know, I haven't read Crescent City in the second book. I haven't read A Court of Silver Flames. I haven't read from Empire of Storms on. I still have to read Empire of Storms. So, you know, am I really at this point a Sarah J. Maas reader? I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't seem to pick up books. Maybe I just don't like reading anymore. Speaking of Sarah J. Maas, Crescent City, haven't read it. And also, I love smut in my book, so technically this should be right up my alley, but apparently not. We have The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. I started it, got 5 chapters in, and I still haven't finished it. I keep saying this, that I started books and then I didn't read them. As you may know, if you followed me for a while, I've just been really listening to my moods, and I've picked up books that I really feel like reading. So sometimes I pick up a book and I put it down and, you know, for a later date. And that happens a lot with me. It doesn't say anything about the books. It just says a lot about me. I'm just really picky. And not necessarily picky because I don't like what the books are about, but it's just not the right time. Sometimes you just crave a different genre. And I know I will like this book, and I know that I will like the third one. I just need to get there. I just need to have the courage to pick it up. I'm just not determined enough. I know I keep making excuses, but I don't know. I don't want to read these books for some reason. You know, it's always wanting to read what you don't have, but always saying, oh, I want to read this, but you're never excited for it. I don't know if that's even true what I said, but I don't know. I always have a fear of missing out. Now we have Glass Sword. I read The Red Queen last year. It was fun. Fun. Loved it. But my parent died when I read it, so I kind of hesitated picking up the rest of the series because The Red Queen now reminds me of my dead parrot, and I associate it with, you know, sadness. So yeah. We have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I'm definitely gonna finish this book this year, just because it's thick, but it has a big font, and also it's a collection of short stories. We have Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I'm an idiot, not gonna lie. When I bought this book in December, because I was doing like a final book haul, when I went to the bookstore seeing what they had, I had this like a voucher that I needed to spend 100 euros, and I decided, yeah, this book was $11.90. I decided to pick this up, and when I did, I thought I didn't really read at the back. It was always on my TBR, or you know, when you hear about a book and you think, oh yeah, I want to read that, but you don't actually want to read it. Yeah, I thought this was fantasy. When I came home and saw it on Goodreads, I think it's a thriller. I saw a private school and I said, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna like this, and I just picked it up, and now I'm stuck with it, and I do have to read it because I'm stubborn enough. I bought this book for no reason. Now I do have to read it. Now we have Summoner, the Novice, and this is actually signed. because my sister met the author, and it's a fantasy book. My sister loves it, like loves the series. I mean, she doesn't talk about it that much, but at the time when she read it, she was like, oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, need to pick it up. Haven't got the time, nor is this book a priority, to be honest. It's just, you know, when somebody else chooses a book for you, yeah, that. We have Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Again, this book scares me. This book is intimidating. Maybe it's the cover. I think a lot of the times the covers influence how fast I'm gonna pick up a book. For example, gray covers, I struggle. I am more likely to pick up books with blue covers than gray ones. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, this has a blue cover, but at the same time, it has to be a pretty cover for me to want to read it. I am very shallow. I get that. Like, I am self-aware enough to admit that yes, I do judge books by their covers. And then we have Shift by Hugh Howie. This is the second book in the Wool series, which, looking at it now, I kind of have a craving to read it because I really liked Wool, the first book. This is a collection of stories as well, like different short... Is this a collection of different short stories? The first book was a collection of different short stories. So this is in shifts. Oh, it says shift. So this book is, you know, instead of part 1, part 2, blah, blah, this book has shifts. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I knew this. The last time I picked this book up, I said the same thing, but I keep forgetting about it. But oh, I need to pick this up. This is a post-apocalyptic book, and I love post-apocalyptic books. I don't read them often enough. Yeah, maybe that's missing in my life. All right, and we're down to the last pile. We have A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I've been nagging my sister, saying that I wanted to read it. She has a series, this trilogy, and she said, yeah, let me read it and then I'll decide if I want to give it to you. And I was like, okay. I had this voucher, so I said I'm just gonna pick up the first book myself and then we can put it in a giveaway if it doesn't work out. It was a reckless decision, but I was like, I need to have it because I've been waiting patiently for it for so long. I've been waiting for my sister to read it, and she, you know, she just kept reading other books, and I was like, I need to read this. And now that I bought it, which was like, what, 4 months ago, I still haven't picked it up, because that's me. That's like me in a nutshell. I convinced myself, I need this, I need this, I need this right now, I want to read this right now. And then 5 years go by and you haven't read the book. And then we have A Promise of Fire by Amanda Bouchette. This was sold to me by TikTok. This is apparently enemies to lovers. I really want to read this. I just don't know when, and plus the cover makes me think that I should read it in winter, but when it's winter I don't actually want to pick it up. So I think I just need to sit down and properly like take my time, which is a lot of these books. I have a lot of fantasy. I don't have a lot of variety in my genres, I see now, and I don't count myself as a fantasy reader anymore. I mean, yes, I do read fantasy, but when it comes to my enjoyment, I currently enjoy most, I would say, paranormal, romance, smutty. Then we have Empire of Thorns by Sarah J. Maas. Again, stuck on this book for the past 4 or 5 years. Have made no progress, except I tried reading it last year in January, did not. Alright, then we have A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. And I think this is a queer sapphic book. I am really looking forward to this because, oh, the cover is gorgeous. I wanted to own this book and have it on my shelf, but it's a new purchase. It's a fresh purchase. So I am really looking forward to the new purchases, the most recent ones. However, I always feel guilty when picking them up because there's so many books that have been on my shelf for years. Why am I picking up the new books? So, and then I'm just like in this bind where I am not reading new releases and new purchases that I'm excited for, and I'm not reading the old purchases either. I just don't read. I'm such a bitch. Gosh. Now we have Daughters of Nari by Reni K. Amayo. I love this this cover. Absolutely stunning, and I'm excited for it because on the back, the last time I talked about this book in my most anticipated books, I was really excited about it after I read what it's about, because I had to remind myself, and ever since then I really want to pick this up. But again, it's a fantasy book that I really just, I want to wait so that I'm able to have some time to sit down and properly explore the world, if that makes sense, which is the case for a lot of these books. Then we have Given. I started reading this in February for TBRPG-a-thon, and I read like what, 50-100 pages, I don't know. And the thing about this book is, I think this was the only book where I decided I am going to keep it, because I had the opportunity to either keep it or unhaul it after at least 50 pages, and I was like, okay, this is the only book that I'm gonna keep because I'm really excited for it. I loved just in general the world and the premise, like the concept in the back, and I'm excited to see where this book is gonna go. And then we have the last book, which is Uprooted, which is Naomi Novik's book. I know nothing about this book. I think this is also a Slavic inspired book, which I'm like, you've got to read more of those books. So I just picked it up. It was on my TBR for a while anyway, or at least on my radar, but I don't know when I'm gonna read it because it's not a priority, to be honest. And as for the books that are priority, I don't know, I have none. I'm so stressed out with life that I can't even think about that right now. But anyway, those are all the books that I have on my TBR. Let's just count them all.
For this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and then we have the Witcher series, which is 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
Okay, so we have 40 books here, and in total on that shelf, as for the sequels, it all comes up to 63. So 23 books are over there. But I really want to read these like 40 books that I have left. I know it's doable. I'm not an idiot. I know it's doable. I know I can do it. I just don't wanna. But I need to, but I don't wanna. Because currently I have no books left that I want to unhaul. I think I've unhauled every single book that I wasn't sure about. Anyway, I would totally appreciate it if you have enjoyed any of these books, that you let me know in the comments so that I get excited about them, so that I can actually look forward to picking them up. I would love to know your thoughts, your opinions, anything that you think might be helpful, and if there are any books that you think are just skippable, let me know too. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.